it's time we start recognizing Russell Westbrook as a top 5 point guard of all time. And I'm saying this because, honestly, he's accomplished a lot. He's accomplished a lot for even point guards. A lot of point guards haven't even done a lot of things that he has done. I mean, if you don't want to put him into your top 5 point guard category, you could put him top 10. Like, you have to talk about him as an all-time great at this point. For me, honestly, my list would be Magic, Steph, Oscar, Isaiah Thomas, the Pistons won, and then Westbrook. And Westbrook, he plays hard, he's competitive, he's accomplished a lot of things. And let's run down the list of what he's done so far in this league. He's an MVP. He's averaged a triple-double for 3 straight years. 3 straight. That doesn't count the years that he almost averaged a triple-double. Like this year, he's averaging 27 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. He's led the league in assists twice. 2017-18 season, he averaged 10.3. The 2018-19 season, he's averaged 10.7 assists. He's third amongst active players in total assists. He's 11th all-time in assists per game at 8.3. 4th all-time in career assist percentage at 42.3%. He's 3rd active in assist percentage. He has a 99.9 probability to make the Hall of Fame, according to Basketball Reference. He's led the league in scoring. The 2014-15 season, 28.1. 2016-17, he averaged 31.6. 31 points. On top of that, he was averaging triple-doubles. So you telling me he was getting 31 points and a triple-double? That's insane. That's unheard of from anybody. For a point guard to be doing that is amazing. Not a lot of point guards have led the league in scoring and assists. Oscar Robertson, Tiny Archibald, they're the ones who've done it. They've both done it when they led the league in scoring and assists in the same season. Even though Westbrook hasn't done that, but how many point guards we can say both led the league in scoring and assists, even if it has been separate seasons? He's 7th all-time, 7th amongst active players in total points. Not to mention a little known fact about him. He's played with Kevin Durant, James Harden, Paul George. Nobody really talks about this, but these players have averaged the most points. Their highest points per game average came with Westbrook as their point guard. It says a lot. You know, a lot of people want to give Westbrook the label as a ball hog and a stat padder. But to me, it seems like, whatever the case may be, when he's playing with other stars, these stars are still getting their numbers. And Westbrook definitely he didn't score as much last year. 22 points per game. But Paul George had his best season of his career. Harden this year, he's having crazy scoring numbers this year again. but he had his highest points per game. Kevin Durant won MVP alongside Westbrook. And let's not forget, he was the starting point guard of a team that went to the NBA Finals, and he scored 43 points in the NBA Finals against the Miami Heat. Averaged 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists in that Finals. Yeah, he's a beast. And what he's doing in Houston this year is really good. You know, D'Antoni decided to switch it up with his style and go super small. He realizes that maybe, you know, the NBA is changing, and then, you know, your point guard, your lead guard can lead your team in rebounds. Westbrook is a rebounding machine, so D'Antoni can afford to play small ball and without sacrificing much rebounding, because Westbrook can grab boards. And the thing about Westbrook, he can grab the rebound and go. He can outlet the offense. He can set up the team. You don't have to worry about the big man trying to get it to the point guard, because Westbrook is the one getting down there and grabbing those boards and bringing it up. And he also fits into D'Antoni's system perfectly because he likes to push the ball. He likes to control the pace of the game. D'Antoni likes point guards who like to push and like to control tempo, like to be aggressive. Harden was the same way when he was playing point guard for D'Antoni. Chris Paul was good with D'Antoni, but he was deferring too much to James Harden, and maybe Chris Paul was a little confused about where to plug himself into the offense alongside James Harden. Whereas with Westbrook, he's played with James before. He knows James' tendencies. He knows where James wants to be. He grew up with James. They're very close friends. So Westbrook knows when to attack. He knows when to be aggressive. He knows when to defer to James. As opposed to Chris Paul, he probably was deferring to James a little too much and not putting his stamp on the game. So with all these things that Westbrook has accomplished, we have to put him in the point guard conversation as an all-time great. For me, he's top 5. For other people, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. Some people might have him top 7, top 10, top 15, but we have to have him in that conversation now because of what he has done in his career. And we have to remember, he hasn't missed a lot of games throughout his career. Like, he had that 1 year where he had the injury with Pat Beverly. But other than that, Westbrook has been very durable, and he's been putting up amazing numbers. So with that being said, what could you say? Like, what are you discrediting Westbrook for nowadays? He plays hard, and I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people who used to say, "Oh, he's a stat padder. He's looking for stats, and he's not getting the team involved." And I went to a game. He played against the Nets, and I'm watching, and I'm like, man, this guy he really does play hard. It's a difference between seeing someone play in person and seeing them on TV. And I can't really explain why, but it's just certain things when you're actually in person watching the game. You notice Westbrook hustling for rebounds. You notice him, looking for his teammates and scoring. And to be honest with you, those Thunder teams wasn't even that good. To be quite frank with you, those teams really relied on Durant and Westbrook to generate a lot of offense, and Scott Brooks was not putting his stars in positions to make the game easier for them. As a coach, you have to be able to make the game easier for your whole team. And great coaches are able to coach their players into not only being great scorers or whatever role they play, but also players who make their teammates better, who make the role players better. And I didn't see that from Scott Brooks. I didn't see him calling plays out like to set up someone else. For me, was mostly, clear out Kevin Durant or Westbrook, go 105. And even Durant said that. He said he was tired of having to generate offense all the time for his team, and then being on a team where players probably can't create for themselves or can't even knock down jumpers. Like, you're playing with Westbrook, Andre Robinson, Serge Ibaka, Steven Adams. That team doesn't even sound like a team that's going to knock down probably 5 threes just from that starting lineup. Durant can give you like 2 or 3 threes. Westbrook will probably give you 1, maybe. And then Adams, we know Steven Adams is not a shooter. Andre Robinson, he can't knock down shots to save his life. So as I started to see more of the Westbrook without Kevin Durant and the Westbrook of we're playing with Paul George and playing with James Harden, I started to realize certain things. And that, maybe it was the team's fault and not Westbrook carrying the offensive load so much. So I want to cut the stat padding label on Westbrook and blame it. And I want to say it's the team's fault for not putting the players in positions to excel. So Westbrook, he needs his recognition. We need to give him his flowers now as definitely one of the best players to ever play this game. Definitely one of the best point guards in the league, and definitely top 10 point guards all time. He's in my top 5.